Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Wrestling for Life Network. We are ready to go again, going live as we always do, bringing you your SummerSlam preview. It's going to be a fun one, folks. Make sure you get in that chat. Let us know what you think. We're going to be here all weekend long covering all the action. But tonight we break it down. Me and these pretty faces got you for the next little bit. So don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and enjoy the show. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is our SummerSlam preview and prediction show as we dive into everything the WWE has to offer this weekend. We still have a go-home show tomorrow. We will be live at 7:30 p.m. for that, but a stacked card. I'm excited for this one. I'm curious to see what my boys think about it, but we're going to break it down. We're going to go through the cards. We're going to talk about the surprises, twists, and turns all the way through. And again, I hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe. Thursday in the books, Friday tomorrow. The weekend is upon us, so make sure you get in that chat. Let us know what you think. We'll throw up some polls. And the good news before I say hello to everybody, 92% of the people in the chat right now are excited for SummerSlam. So that is good news. I hope you're excited for us. And if you don't know who us are, well, I'm Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Anthony. That is Big Nick. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its tag stream trios, champions of the world. The man who puts the TNT in A, Ringsider Anthony, the Every Night Delight, KJ White, and I am Big Nick. And yes, Summerfest, Jeremy Piven's favorite pay-per-view, 2 nights, New Jersey.
Nice name drop. Let's go.
Yeah, SummerSlam is looking pretty stacked. I haven't been really watching the weekly shows lately, but I mean that the match card, it looks pretty good. I'm at a 7-ish when it comes to excitement.
7-ish. Okay. Okay, I'll accept that, especially if you're not kind of fully dialed in at the moment, which makes sense. But the card looks good. I'm more excited for SummerSlam than I was going into Mania. Mania had a lot of trepidation, I'd put, and some of our fears came true at WrestleMania. I think this show has the opportunity, and I think internally they want to erase some of the negative press they got for Mania with this. And I think that's what we're going to see on the weekend.
I think you're absolutely right, because I am much excited about SummerSlam more than I was WrestleMania. WrestleMania, that whole 3 months of trying to get there, it just wasn't it. And then, like you said, the letdowns that we kind of expected did happen, and I feel like you said, they're trying to make up for it with SummerSlam.
We just had the midlifeies, the Golden KJs, and everything, our mid-year awards and everything. WrestleMania obligatory kind of felt like it had to have a night on there. I bet you by the end of this year and everything, when we're doing our end of the year awards, WrestleMania night 1 or night 2 will not be on best show of the year, but SummerSlam very strongly could be.
Yeah, and I mean, I think when it came to our mid-year awards, if you haven't seen them yet, go check them out. They're up down below in our library, folks. But yeah, I mean, WrestleMania almost wins every year by default, just on like sheer volume of fan size, right? Like, even if everybody who loved All In or Revolution voted, they still can't outvote the other side. Right. There's just not enough numbers. And unfortunately, it's one of the few awards that we outright told the fans we didn't agree with them. I think almost across the board, we were like, nah, it probably wasn't the best. Yeah. But at the end of the day, this is an opportunity for Triple H and crew to do it right. Like, if we talked about this before we went live, like, if I see Travis Scott, it's over. The stream's done, the show's done, it's over. Like, I don't care if he's in the crowd waving. If I see Travis Scott or hear Fiend, I'm quitting.
But now what if it's Cardi B instead of Travis Scott?
Like, I will put up with Cardi B, at least,
It's something new, it's something nice to look at and everything. But
as long as Cardi B actually does something that's more significant than Travis Scott, I think we maybe all be okay with Cardi B.
I think anything is more significant than that. But how do you guys feel that it's on to 2 nights for the first time? First ever 2-night SummerSlam. maybe that's also fits with why it's the comparable to WrestleMania. Now that WrestleMania has moved to 2 nights, now SummerSlam's 2 nights. Does Survivor Series move to 2 nights?
I like Triple H put it about SummerSlam becoming 2 nights. He basically said that like the big wrestling shows for WWE have become a vacation for a lot of the wrestling fans, and he's definitely right. I've been to 2 SummerSlams, and being there at SummerSlam like the day or 2 days before and then leaving the day after, it kind of feels rushed and you kind of feel tired. So if you plan out these shows, you have 2 shows, you got fans. I know there's a bunch of wrestling TikTok creators who like left on Tuesday and are there through like next Tuesday, right? It's their vacation. So I like how Triple H is kind of putting it.
Yeah, I think it's a great explanation, and they're getting bids. Like these cities are bidding on these, WWE weekends where they come in and take over, and it's a multitude of things. You got the Fanatic stuff, you got all the other little wrestling shows, you got meet and greet, you got all this stuff tied in helping the local economy. They're eating it up, and this is something different than we've ever seen in wrestling, that cities are actually bidding to get you to show up. That's outstanding. Can SummerSlam, I think SummerSlam being a success would encourage them to do the same thing with the other 2 of the big 4. I think Survivor Series and Royal Rumble makes the most sense. 2-night Rumble, you main event the ladies one night, you main event the dudes the next night, and at this time in history, probably on the second night you go ladies. And I think that's the one that makes the most sense.
And honestly, I think we talked about it earlier this year about Rumble going 2 nights. Being there at Rumble and having 2 Rumbles in the same night is exhausting. I've been there, and the first, the first Royal Rumble I've ever been to, it was the Royal Rumble Naomi returned, and then you had like Jordan Grace, and you had Jade Cargill debut, all in the Women's Royal Rumble, which was the first match. And by the time you got to the Men's Royal Rumble, you had to sit through 2 other matches. You were exhausted. The crowd was exhausted because we sat up, we stood up, sat down for almost 60 entrances because we didn't know who were going to come out. Right. And it's like, okay, maybe Royal Rumble can benefit for one night being one Royal Rumble and the next night being another Royal Rumble. It's very exhausting to be there in person.
It's like going to church, right? Like
exactly. Down, stand. You gotta shake hands with that guy. Communion now. What the fuck are we doing?
Absolutely.
They saw the WrestleMania format, and it's worked perfectly now. For when did they switch from 1 night to 2 night? It's got to be now at least 5+ years.
Yeah, the first one was the one where there was no fans. That was the first 2-night WrestleMania.
2020.
So that was 2020.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, that was 36. Yeah.
Okay. So that's still about 5 years roughly and everything. And I think they've now seen how that format works, and cities see how that format works because, like you said, KJ, they take over a whole area. It becomes the vacation of indie shows now gravitating to that pull because they don't just do the 2 shows. They have meet and greets. They have fan fest. They have the pre-show that's out there to the crowd and everything. They do this, that, and the third in the area. So it becomes this giant flocking point for now thousands upon thousands of wrestling fans. The night between SummerSlam, we might have 100,000 people over both nights.
Right.
Yeah, it's the last thing I guess we'll say about this before we say hello to all the people, and I will read out your super chats. Spaz, welcome back, and thank you for that. And we will say hello real quick. The last thing I'll throw at you is you brought up the ticket sales. I do see that some people out there trying to sell us the idea that this is not successful for WWE somehow. And we still got days to go where more tickets will move and they'll get a whole lot of bodies in there. But people, it's a weird idea to go out of your way to kind of find the negativity in what we're about to see, and then the weird hypocrisy behind it as well.
It's a weird ass standard of like, well, we celebrate. I know who you're talking about, and I'm not going to say names, but we just sold 25,000 for one show and everything, but this show's selling 40,000 a night, but because it's not successful because it didn't sell 50, 60, 70,
right.
They're already ahead of you. How are you saying that this isn't successful when they're doubling your ticket sales in one night?
And I feel like the internet doesn't learn from their mistakes because we just went through this, what, 2.5, 3 weeks ago with Evolution? Oh,
Yeah.
Evolution only sold 4,000. This
Yeah.
is a dud show. This is going to be nothing. And then within like 3 to 4 days of Evolution, they
Mhm.
almost eclipsed their 10,000 from the first Evolution. Do you not learn from your mistakes? Like, come on now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's an interesting take, and the ones out there that, again, I think you got to hold everybody to the same standard, and we try and be as unbiased as possible. And you look at like, okay, 25,000, 28,000 is amazing, great job, high five, and that's what we should rest on. Like, congratulations, that's really good. And on the other side of the coin, instead, you get the people talking about, well, you could have put 40,000 in there, you could have put 50,000 in there. They had to tarp it off, blah 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 blah. But then it comes back this way, and you're like you said, it's going to be up to 100,000 people over the course of 2 days, not counting all the other people that are just in the vicinity because of what's happening. I mean, it's hard to look at it and go, well, this is not really a success.
Yeah, I don't get the whole, well, you're in like an 80 or a 60,000 seat venue because they're in MetLife and you sold 40,000. Okay, well, you were in a 50 to 60,000 seat venue and only sold 25, and that was a roaring success. So, well, what are we doing here?
Yeah, it's weird, right? Like, it's a weird take. So
math is a thing, folks. Even though none of us are really good at it, math is still a thing.
Well, I think Anthony said it best. Like, just learn from the patterns. Like, I think right now there's so much information being fed to the fans that you could actually like take time, take in some of the content, and instead of sitting and hate watching everything, like learn, like understand what's trying to be accomplished, and understand the difference between what's working and what's going well and what's not. And again, it varies, and not everybody's always at the same level. But with all that being said, let's get into the predictions, or else we're going to be here all night as always. But Spaz does kick us off with a $10 super chat and a $5 super chat. But prediction, the first Judgment Day either wins both or neither match. Okay, that's interesting. For more, tune in to my show with me and Jake DeMarco did our own, and we will be live for the after show. There you go. Go check out our boy Spaz. Welcome back, Spaz. The $5. Shout out to whoever is saying, where's Spaz on the Dynamite stream last night. I watched late, put Coca-Cola on my forehead. I was a pop machine. No, it's amazing. We were wondering where you are, buddy.
Right.
What else? Top 3 from last night before we move on. Denisha, number 1 for the first time. Danny, always in the mix. And Stash Gordon, good name.
Great name. And I think new name too as well.
It's a new name, number 3 on the charts last night, so that was really cool to see. Zach, Kevin, Clay, Dane, Spaz, we got you, JV, Timmy, Vance, Ronan, ABJ, Odds, Richard, the Knee Pad Patrol is here. Ian's with us as well. Josh is back. Trey's back. Bradley's back. Ronan's back. All the peeps are here. We got Zach already. Trey, we got you. Dan, welcome. Another new name in the chat, I believe. Bryce is with us. There you go, Zach. Everyone else out there, Alan, I think I saw you. Damien, the leader of the Hopium Tribe. But yeah, so make sure, don't be quiet, don't be shy, get in there, interact. We are the most interactive live stream on the internet, so make sure you get in the chat, talk to us. We'll talk back. Just keep it respectful. But gentlemen, are you ready to get into the fun stuff?
Absolutely.
So you show me a Coke from Spaz.
Yeah. One last thing, I guess, because the housekeeping continues. The prediction title will be on the line. If you haven't watched one of our pay-per-views, you get to guess, give us your predictions in the moment live, and you add up your points, and we award a new champion. There will be a champion crowned on Saturday, and it will be defended again on Sunday. And then Sunday, we will have a new champion until the next pay-per-view.
Right.
There you go. All right. Well, let's start with a fun one. Nick's excited for this one, so I'll let Nick kick this one off.
So Karrion Kross wins this, right? Even though the whole contract, the contract thing is starting slightly nerve-wracking, though. Of he's playing the messages from Kevin Sullivan of, "Hey, you got a kid. No matter what anyone tells you, you're going to be successful." All that, and he's even kind of halfway cryptic now in interviews of, "I wish I could say more. I hopefully, we'll all get an explanation on this situation, including myself. So it seems very, I don't know if they're working an angle or if they're playing to the hype or what. But Karrion Kross, either way, anyway, needs to get this win. What do they do if Sami wins here?
I don't
That's
know.
a good question.
I know, it's amazing.
It's hard to say. Like, is there a world that Sami actually wins here and then they keep going? I think if Sami wins and Karrion continues to chase him, we're going to give up on it. We're going to pull shoot and say, like, let us know how this turns out, because this has been going on forever, right? It's becoming single white female and he's just stalking them nonstop. Like, let's get somewhere with this story. I don't see a world, as much as I love Sami Zayn, I don't see a world that he takes a W here.
Does Kross need to write Sami off for a bit? Does Sami need a refresh? Because if Sami wins, yeah, that's great. Sami wins. We love Sami. Where the do you go with Sami? That's the hardest question here. And you just instantly jump to, he's going to go back to Kross because we want Kross to be doing something, and there seems nowhere else for Sami to go.
It's like if this is Kross exit from WWE, like you said, we don't know what's really happening. Let that man exit on the win, right? I just feel that way, like they should have that happen. But when it comes to Sami Zayn, like what is legitimately next for him? He's been talking about the world title, but the world title scene is kind of stuffed right now with a lot of talent. So it's like, where do we put you if you win this?
It's crazy. And I mean, I feel like Karrion Kross and LA Knight have a little bit of parallel, except I think LA's had more push, just not like he's dropped back down. Like, he's had more of an up and down. Karrion's been a slow burn, but very parallel as far as this kind of popularity that never really seems to get fed any kind of yay moments. It's crazy. I don't know. Is Sami winning this? To me, doesn't make any sense. It doesn't lead anywhere unless you're going to push Sami towards Gunther or Punk. Been there with Gunther. I don't know if Sami Punk's a great idea. So I can't see that being the case. Maybe I kind of like, Nick, you might have hit on something there where Karrion not only beats him, but he puts him out, and we don't see Sami for a couple months, and that's okay.
It gets interesting because I think it was Trey who brought up, I didn't know this. Did anyone else know this? I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. Wicca. Attached to this match, if Kross wins, Zayn has to say the words, Kross was right. If Zayn wins, Kross will say, I was wrong about Zayn. Does that mean Sami Zayn's joining Karrion Kross, or is it one of those Kross was right and he just then sends him off, and now he's the big, once Kross gets up there as a heel and everything, Sami comes back to try and take down Kross again. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I have no idea on the stipulation. That seems very weird to me.
Right, a very weird stipulation.
Yeah, I mean, again, like a stip that I hate. I don't love the idea of, if I beat you, you got to say some stuff. Like, to me, it's like, okay. Ooh,
but is it the ultimate kind of degrading kind of thing? It's a little bit like with Lyra, you must raise my hand. I mean, Bronson Reed just stole Roman Reigns' shoes. That's not the most aggressive maneuver, but it's probably the most offensive maneuver.
It was offensive as shit. Ridiculous, to be honest. But I really think that all three of us sound like this is a slam dunk for Kross. I think with Kross here, Kross gets a win, a convincing win, and then you could push him at least up the ladder a little bit. He might not be able to get near the world title right now because, like Anthony said, logjam, but he can get close. Something meaningful.
I like that stuff from Benny the Gray. Sami wins via the pipe, pause, and Phil says Kross was right, no heel turn. Interesting take.
Okay.
Do we get the righteous in this match?
I wish.
I hope. I pray.
That would be cool. Yeah. If you want a surprising moment at SummerSlam, that would be cool.
It would kind of inject something kind of new and exciting into Kross, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, we've done factions before with him, and then they were supposed to be new and exciting, and then they were left on red. If you get an author's joke. But is it interesting that we almost feel like I've heard no one talk about surprises outside of the two main events. Those are the only things anyone seems like they're talking about, surprises on SummerSlam, which is one of your big four that normally has surprises throughout the show.
Right. Do you not feel like in 2025 they've done a you can decide whether it was good or bad, but there has been a lot of shows where there hasn't been a lot of, those hot shotting moments, like those big surprise returns, or like even at Evolution, they didn't use a whole bunch of veterans for the pops. They used a lot of their own, like the talent we have now. We'll put them in these matches and they'll look good.
And I feel like that's how it should be. Like, I do like legends coming back. I don't really have a problem with legends coming back and having a moment and stuff like that. But, we have so much talent now on the roster. Let's use them as the surprise. Let's use them as the big moment. Just like, I don't think anybody thought Naomi was going to cash in at Evolution. That was a surprise using their current talent. So it's just, I like that we're using the current talent more and not relying heavily on some of the past legends.
For sure. And I think I think we've talked about this a lot. I want the surprises. And I know we have a bit of an anti dirt sheet kind of mentality around here, but I want the surprises. Like, I want to be like, right now we're not really talking, like you said, about like, oh, this person might be coming back, or they sign this person. So if something happens, holy shit, right?
Absolutely. That might be a spoiler for when we're talking about certain matches later on. I think people have been very quiet about certain things,
right?
That might lead a certain way.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely not MDB.
I think this should be a deal. I think this should be a bet. It's
not.
Well, I think that if he can pull it off, it's not easy to do.
He won't, but it's still not going to be a bet. He can win it, and I'm still not going to watch it. So,
I mean, I like this idea. Like,
that is the definition, though, of you can have that. That even what I'm mad at.
Yeah, nice try. What up, Boston? How you doing, buddy? Bash is with us. Don's with us as well. And I did want to call out Josh, member for 4 months. Let's go. It's showtime. As well as 21 months deep. Let's go.
I thought that was hilarious. So when you mentioned Boston, I wanted to click on this. Your favorite gimmick of negativity is here.
His new shtick.
His shtick is, I hate everything. I am the world's most unhappiest man.
We love Boston. He's just been a little grumpy lately. He's just
he's just very typical from someone from Boston. If they just hate life and are unhappy at everything.
Oh shit! I didn't say
that's coming from a New Yorker, so it's met with love.
If I was you, Boston, I wouldn't take that.
Right? No, welcome back, Boston. Good to see you. Thank you for hanging on to that membership, even though we give you a hard time. Come on, Anthony. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, that sounds. All three of us have to watch Austin Powers.
No, I'm good.
I'll do it. I'll do a watch on Austin Powers. 100%. I'll fuck the fuck movie.
Right, 71% of the chat picked Karrion Kross. So all three of us, Kross.
Oh, 100%. If not, I'll fight you.
Absolutely.
Nick, tune in for that match, folks. Just in case Sami wins, it will be worth it.
I will pull a Karrion Kross and start breaking bats with judo moves and everything.
Someone phone Geekbox. Get Geekbox on the line. He's gonna want this one if Sami wins.
It'll just be a personal meltdown rant video.
Right. All right. One of the most talked about matches heading into SummerSlam. Bad, good, or indifferent. This match will be interesting. How do you guys feel about the old bring in the celebrity match?
Well, first of all, is Drew McIntyre back in the States to have this match?
Logan Paul went and picked him up in a private jet, or they sent Logan's jet to go get him.
They sent a PJ.
Yeah, it's the most recent report I heard was he's back.
Okay.
Which is what we even talked about. That's what they'll do. He's not missing this.
Yeah, I think this is a big match. Like, he can't miss it. For this match though, I think I am more on the indifferent negative side.
Okay.
I don't really care to see Jelly Roll wrestle. What he did on SmackDown was impressive. That was cool in the moment. But other than that, I'm like, I don't really care for this match at all. I think that's just my sentiment there.
Okay. But are you going to see Jelly Roll wrestle, or is he just in a match? Those are two different things. Because I don't know how much he'll actually wrestle. Do you think he's going to hit a Jelly Roll spontan?
Right. Could that be A and B on that one? Like a little bit of he dabbles. I don't know if he's fully in, but he dabbles.
A little dabble, do you? I mean, what's gonna be his big move that he hits? So we've seen him do the choke slam.
The black hole slam.
Right, but I'm saying, is he gonna hit something off the top rope and that's what ends this? Like, is he gonna pin Drew McIntyre?
No, he ain't pinning nobody.
I don't think he's pinning anybody. You know, I'm not trying to sound so mean. I'm gonna try.
Go for it. I want mean Anthony.
I'm gonna try to be, as we say at work when we get irritated, near the cross. So when it comes to this, when we saw Jelly Roll on Friday Night SmackDown do his little moves, he didn't move that much. If you catch my drift, he was kind of in the same spot doing the big moves. So I'm like, I would rather just let you like get the tag at the end of the match and then kind of call it a day. That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do a whole shit ton. I really don't. I know he's been working really hard, and he's a really good story as far as like was over 500 pounds. He's going to be under 300 pounds when he wrestles this weekend. That's marvelous. Do I expect? I think part of the reason why you have guys like Drew, Randy, even Logan to an extent in this match is that they're all going to make him look good. They're going to feed him. They're going to make him look good. He'll have his moments, but to me, this is no different than Bad Bunny or Jay Leno or Dennis Rodman or I don't know who else is that. Fucking Snooki won a fucking title once upon a time, like
Rodman, Malone.
Yeah, Malone. Yeah, I mean, to me, this is just fun. It keeps main event guys busy. That not everybody can be knocking down John Cena's door, and I got no problem with it from that standpoint. I mean, as far as building a story, blah, 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 nah, but to me, it's fun. I understand the number of eyes, and if you're trying to build an audience, Jelly is one of the most followed, revered musicians right now in 2025. Logan, whether you love him or hate him, he's got a following. So this is a big eye match, so it better be fun. And I feel bad, because if Jelly slips up, they're going to, the internet. They're waiting for him.
Oh, absolutely.
They're waiting for him.
So, like you said, this is going to bring casual eyes to the show that wouldn't be tuning in normally, sure. And very much going to grab extra headlines. I do think we at least see Jelly Roll from Brett's rope, the middle rope, the most dangerous rope, or the top rope. He comes off there, but I do think it's few and far between. He's there to come in for a big spot here or there. Like Lawrence, well, not a Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam, because that was a straight up.
If you get a jelly salt, bro, I'm dying. I'll keel over.
I think someone might die if we get a jelly salt, literally and figuratively.
I want a jelly salt, which sounds.
But is WWE dancing with the devil a little bit too much of having too much celebrity involvement, though, of Jelly Roll, of you can't expect everyone to be a Bad Bunny, like you said, of actually be good in the ring.
Even good guys, like that's the funniest.
He was at least all right. Logan's service, like Logan's good in the ring and everything like that. When do they run into bring into somebody like if Anthony thinks what might happen with Jelly Roll, if it's somebody that he's just doesn't fit and it looks bad and he botches something and he stinks up the match or anything. Travis Scott, exactly. Like it can snafu really hard here.
I mean, and we've seen that for years. That's why I think, because I feel like I've grown up watching WWE bring in all the, different faces all the time. And, we've had everyone from Mike Tyson to Drew Carey and pretty much everything in between. I haven't, that's where I'm kind of comfortable with this. And yeah, we often, when we get those celebrity moments, they look like shit. They are shit. Like Snoop Dogg doing the people's elbow. Like it looks awkward, right? Like, it's not their
fault. About that with the blown quad and everything.
He saved the day. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
he was a hero, but it doesn't look good. And even like his little spot when he was when he popped up on AEW, it's just like you fell off the ropes, bro. You couldn't jump a little bit. We get it.
False accusations. False.
Right. So, but I think as far as trying to be pop culture relevant, and now with that network, connected to Netflix, it feels like anybody that's done a Netflix show of any kind has appeared in the crowd at WWE. So you get free tickets as part of your fucking contract. Like, make us 3 movies, and here's your fucking tickets to WWE.
It's written into the contract. You must attend one WWE event.
Right, Wave.
Right. I think one time, like, they had the cast of Designated Survivor there, and I was like, that show's been over for like 5 years. Like, why are they there?
Right. Promotions deep. That being said, I'm hoping that this match is fun. Everyone's going to sing for Orton. They love him. Drew's been outstanding. Logan's a pain in the ass, but he's going to be looking to do a big spot. He'll probably grab the drone and fucking Spanish fly it. I don't know. Logan's always looking to make that internet moment. So I think it's going to be okay. The question now is who wins?
Baby faces, Randy and Jelly. And I bet you Jelly Roll pins Logan Paul.
Jelly Roll pins Logan.
I bet you he hits an RKO and then Jelly hits. It's either Randy hits an RKO on Drew to send him out, so he's out of the match, right. And then Jelly hits something on Logan, or Randy hits an RKO on Logan. Jelly does something probably middle rope. I don't give him top rope fully. Does that like an elbow drop or something, or just a splash. He does the Cody Rhodes, just I'm falling, and 1, 2, 3.
I can definitely see Jelly Roll pinning Logan Paul. I do have Randy and Jelly winning. I feel like the baby faces go over here. I do want to say though, Jelly Roll's promo on SmackDown was well done. That was fun.
Yeah. He can talk, man. He can really talk. Like, just very comfortable with the microphone. It's insane.
Go watch him accept an award. You'll feel like you could run through a fucking wall,
right?
And everything.
Right. No, I mean, again, very gifted in that way. And like I said, when my mom's is like, Jelly Roll's gonna be in wrestling, I'm like, yes, Mom. Like, it's hilarious. Like, that's the type of reach that this sets up.
Absolutely. But anyone picking, or I know you've been stalling your prediction. Are you picking the heels? Because I mean, the heels have been over strong with most of this.
I kind of want to, but I just think it's SummerSlam. It's a party. I want to be difficult and go against you guys, but I think you need the happy moment. But I'll go Drew and Logan just to be that guy.
Jelly takes the pin.
Yeah, I mean,
who's the peanut butter to his jelly then?
Right, but I think Drew could get the pin on Randy, and it continues them being pissed off at each other.
Oh,
I don't mind that.
That's an interesting one. I'm interested because you would think you have the two celebrities. Like, do they just fight off, or because they're not normally?
No, I think maybe it's a scenario where the bad guys cheat a little bit, the ref's not looking, low blow or something. Drew's gonna Claymore Jelly, and we know we don't want to see that. God, please don't let that happen to Jelly. But Randy, kind of pushes him out of the way. He takes one for the team and then eats the pin because he ate the Claymore. It's not the happiest of moments, I admit it, but I'm kind of going that way.
I still you would switch it to me to where Jelly takes the pin, because it's one of those, like, Randy's the actual wrestler. Jelly's the guy who I don't expect him to fully kick out of a surprise roll-up or anything like that. So that's the thing, is he's the guy that would be more susceptible to actually stay down for the pin. Randy's the guy that'll kick out.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
Like, that's the thing, is I won't debate you on, I could see where they could do it where the heels win. You get a Claymore to Jelly or something like that. Or does Jelly Roll take a Spanish fly from Logan Paul?
Dude, I'll shit my pants. Like, you can't. Like,
someone else might also shit their pants.
Yeah, like, are you kidding me? That's so crazy. I mean, that's the thing. I think every big move that Jelly hits, like, if he on Friday when he hit the black hole slam, we lost our mind. Like we had just seen.
But that's what they'll do. They'll use him sparingly. He's not going to go and go. Work rate is not a thing in Jelly Roll's terms right now. It is just he works for a certain rate. That's it. He'll hit 1 to 2 of 5 moves of doom from Jelly Roll. He hits no more than 5 moves in that match, and one single punch does not count as a move. by the way.
Yeah, no, I think my question, I just wonder if he takes does he take like a frog splash through the table on the outside? Does Logan hit him with a lead?
Oh. No, because that takes him out of the match. Like, he can't take
you might be
super
right,
big
Don.
moves. Like Don's even bringing up how he already took
Yeah.
a Claymore on Saturday night's main event. He
That's
can't
right.
take. He takes one big move. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, again, it would all depend on like if he's truly been down in Florida for the last 2 months getting ready for this. I mean, maybe he's ready for a bump or two that we're not expecting him to take.
Yeah.
I don't know. All he can do is just the bar is set very low. Just be, Bad Bunny. I don't like Bad Bunny was good. Don't get me wrong, but they did smart things: tag matches, street fights, and I think that's what you do with a celebrity is you try and protect them. All he has to do is like achieve that. Like Bad Bunny did a couple moonsaults or a couple fucking springboards, and everyone loved him forever. So I think that's all Jelly's got to do here is just hit a couple moves. Don't step on your own shoes. Don't trip on your shoelaces. And people won't mind if you come back and do it again.
And I think it's already talks of him potentially coming back next year. That's what I've seen today. So we'll see.
Right. But so final vote, 2 going babyface, I'm going heel. And the chat went 79% babyface. It makes a lot of sense. I'll be honest. I'm going against.
But it's not a clear runaway, so that's interesting.
Yeah, that's fair. Next up, we have the women's tag title match as this new partnership, this new friendship between Alexa and Charlotte taking on Roxy and Raquel. Anthony's smiling already.
Yeah, I really like the partnership, between Charlotte and Alexa. Charlotte getting cheered in 2025 by the crowd is shocking at this point.
Yeah.
I think Alexa was used to help Charlotte a little bit as well to get the crowd behind her. I really want those two to win. I don't know if it's too early to have them win since they're kind of fresh, as a tag team, but I really like them together. The banter they have, behind the scenes when they do the backstage segments, the banter they have coming to the ring between the two, I think is just perfect and it works perfectly with them. I kind of want them to win, honestly.
Oof. Yeah.
I want them to win. I think it's the reset button that this division needs. I know people who have watched us for a while know I am very opinionated, especially when it comes to women's tag team wrestling across the universe of, we haven't even talked about, we'll talk about it tomorrow, of Tony and his tag divisions, but that I like that this pairing has really worked and it's really helped Charlotte outside of that episode of Unreal, which if you haven't watched, I think it's the 4th one, your opinion probably changes on Charlotte Flair unless you're Fightful or Dave Meltzer on Charlotte Flair after watching that. And I like this pairing because I think this will eventually break down to these two having a feud of who's going to be babyface, who's going to be heel. Is it going to be for a title? Is it going to just be I used to love you? It works that way. And I think it gets interesting of, well, Liv would have never lost the titles. Now we lost the titles with you. Of do we go back to that Judgment Day is kind of imploding as well?
Yeah, I think this sets up a lot of different things. The fact that Charlotte was getting cheered, like Anthony said, is amazing. They remember when she tried to be the babyface and they shat all over everything she said. I've never seen someone be like, "I'm back for you," and they were like, "Boo, go home,
go away, we don't want you."
You're like, wait, she's saying nice things. I don't care. So go ahead.
No, I just love this from Lady B of Regina George and Gretchen for the win. Sorry.
No, it's perfect. And so, like their chemistry's good and it's getting Charlotte over in a positive way because now you're friends with someone we really like. Yay, we like you again. Fickle. We're fickle people and we're easily amused. And I think them losing the belts as far as JD goes kind of does set up, you lost our belts. Like when Liv returns, it'll be another knock against them. I think, not spoiling what we're going to talk about coming up, but JD could have a bad night.
Yeah, well, and does this then could this still continue on and be a feud because this is a newly formed tag team? And what is it? Their shirts that they say that
We're not
Charlotte
friends.
Alexa, we're not real friends or whatever.
We're not friends, yeah.
That's merch already right there. Like, why are you not selling those shirts already? Those are merch mover shirts.
I wonder if this was like maybe the plan if Liv Morgan didn't get injured, if this was going to be the planned match with Roxanne not being in it, obviously, and it being Liv Morgan. And this is this, you know, we've been talking about the start of the dissension for the Judgment Day, I feel like, for a year and a half, but maybe this could have been the catalyst of the actual downfall of the Judgment Day. And I can kind of see that with you having Charlotte and Alexa, two of the biggest, you know, wrestling personas, you know, in women's wrestling, taking the titles off and giving them like a prominent run with the titles.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have that option, right? Like, I think we can come out of this in two different ways. The Charlotte Bliss direction might be a little more fun, but at the same time, there is a world where JD holds on. We didn't expect them to have all the belts that they have now. Like, it was kind of unexpected. So we'll see.
Does Judgment Day have to win this by interference, essentially, or like someone shows up and kind of costs them? Like, this is not a clean win for JD if they retain.
I think maybe miscommunication it might work instead of a run-in or interference. Like, maybe there is like a Dom distraction, which, you know, Bliss, Flair kicks Bliss in the head, didn't mean to, that kind of thing. I could definitely see that being the case. Maybe too soon because it's getting over.
Yeah, I mean, we already had the little communication of the pat on the head between Charlotte and Alexa. Yeah, it looked like a little cute move, but it was actually a legit tag, and it helped them win the match. I'm not seeing many avenues to where JD retains here.
Yeah, and honestly, it may be even too soon to have that spot with, like, you know, a miscommunication between those two. If we think back at Evolution, Charlotte ran in and pulled Alexa Bliss out of harm's way in their tag team match, and then I think Charlotte whispered to her, "I got you, I got you." So I don't know. I think it might be too early for that.
It might be. I think to kind of go instantly into that, oh, we're not getting along again, wouldn't really work. And like I said, because you're getting Charlotte cheered, like, that's magical. That's really interesting. And it's because of those moments where she saved Bliss. They're like, we love Bliss, and that lady saved her. I know we booed you, but you were nice to the person we like. So
you did the thing we like, so you're all right in our book.
You're back to okay. Like you said, unless you're spiteful or more Meltzer, but beyond that, I think this is going to be a really good match. I think the women's tag team division has been good. All four of these women can wrestle their ass off. I think this is going to be a hell of a match on this show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Well, we're all in agreement.
I was gonna say, well, I think we're all going Bliss and Charlotte there. Me and Anthony gave our predictions. You're the one that hadn't. You know, we've been wrong on 3 matches here. You're yelling out now because we went short on one.
Yeah, no, I was like very on point. Like, you guys owe each other a beer at that with that delivery. But I'll go Charlotte Flair. I kind of have to go Charlotte Flair.
It just makes the most sense to me. And again, they just got together. They're working. They're over. Again, to me, it feels like it's the Thanos snap of this tag division. It's gotten really murky and really watered down and everything with them releasing certain talent. And this having, like Anthony said, if you're having 2 of your top former women's champions now together as tag team title holders, it's a really big reset kind of button and everything of now they are the cream of the crop when it comes to that division.
I mean, it feels bad to say, like, maybe the releases had to happen to get to this point. I don't know, but you got Charlotte and Alexa, you got the Secret Hervis, you got the Kabuki Warriors back together. I mean, we got some legitimate tag. We got the Judgment Day. They're using Sol Ruka and Zarya down in NXT to come up a little bit too. So we got some tag teams in this division now.
Yeah, it's not gone. It's fighting back. They're putting it back together slowly but surely. And I think it's a very valid point of, if you have Alexa and Charlotte, two of your better champions over the last while, as representing that division, it's good. It's kind of like what we just talked about with Drew and Randy Orton. I know people are like, I can't believe they're doing this, but there's a rhyme and a reason, and it keeps two very big names in a place where they're busy, they're doing something interesting, but they're not around the title picture all the time.
Right.
You can't always be the starter, but I can get you minutes on the field.
Well said.
Yeah, that's what it really kind of feels like.
Yeah, absolutely. Real question of women tag title match.
Well, this is MDB now, who's now making his own personal game of take a shot every time I mention the racist on stream.
I like it. I like it. So we all going the same way. I think 77% of the chat went with Charlotte Flair as well. Charlotte Bliss as well.
Yeah, I think this kind of, not to get ahead of ourselves, but this might, like you said, be a rough day for Judgment Day.
That's a tough cookie. But the next one on the docket, this one's very intriguing from what we're going to get out of it. But yeah, Jade Tiffany for the title.
Is this going to be an okay match? Is this going to be a good match? Is this going to be a serviceable match? Is this going to be the worst talked about match of the weekend?
Oof.
I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. We know Tiffany Stratton can go, and maybe some of her last matches may have not been the best, but we know when Tiffany Stratton can give her all, she does give her all.
She's dependent on her dance partner.
Right. That's a good thing right there to say. When it comes to Jade Cargill, she has improved. I don't want to be like super negative. She has improved since she's been to WWE. Can this match be good? I feel like it can be good. My biggest concern is Jade Cargill ready to be women's champion if they pull the trigger?
Oh, it's a good question.
I think I'm more scared about that than the actual match. Can Jade Cargill carry the SmackDown women's division?
That's a great question. That's a really strong question, and I think she can be. I really do think she can be, if booked properly. Like I think if they do it right, especially with Bianca, like how does that set up between Jade and Bianca, who's apparently returning any minute now. Naomi left to go to Raw, so that changes the dynamic. I think Tiffany's been a little lackluster as champion, maybe not her fault. But ultimately, something new, something exciting, something fresh screams to me. And it will be on Jade to kind of back it up. Like she's got to deliver. I'm nervous about this match being very boring, very clunky. Like you said, Tiff can go. You give her a good leader. She's amazing. She hits her spots. Jade's been good. Better for sure. But who leads this one? Who are we stepping on toes on this tango?
Exactly. That is literally, you took the words out of my mouth there with that. Everyone knows I'm Tiffy Timeaholic and everything. But at the same time, there is no one I think that leads this dance. Of Jade's dependent on her dance partner, Tiffany's dependent on her dance partner, so we're kind of at a standstill. And Tiffany's title run has been at a standstill. I think Jade can still run with being the champion and everything, at least for the couple promos. She can cut a great promo and everything.
Yeah,
like that. She can still do everything that she was when she was AEW with the TBS championship and everything like that. It's now again, it's the dance partners. Does she have a long reign, a short reign? Does the storm roll over? And is she kind of pulled out of the Naomi, story that might still be going on of that whole little triangle? With now you've got Naomi as champion on one side, Jade as champion on the other side, and then Bianca potentially having to choose. I don't think this will be a long match. I feel bad that I feel so confident that Jade's winning this match, even though it's Tiffany in the match. But I think we just need we just need a change. It's one of those. This could be Tiffany versus Nia Jax. This could be Tiffany versus Mia Yim. This could be Tiffany versus Chelsea Green. We just need a fucking change. I feel like I think it's gotten stale, and it's just I don't know where to go with it anymore. So we need to just switch it up.
I think the problem, and if we look at the past two women's title reigns, and just specifically the WWE Women's Championship, the one that Tiffany Stratton is holding, the booking has been to the point where it's only surrounded by one or two people in the title reign, right? So if we look at Bayley winning the title at WrestleMania, Bailey's title reign was really surrounded around Nia Jax, right? And a little bit of Tiffany Stratton. I think they had a match at Backlash last year. I think it was a triple threat or a fatal four-way, but it got to Nia Jax. Nia Jax won the women's title at SummerSlam last year, and Nia Jax fought Naomi and Bailey the entirety of her reign, right? Then we got it to Tiffany Stratton. She cashed in, and Tiffany has faced Charlotte and Nia Jax the entirety of that reign.
True.
It's always been around two other people with the last three women's title reigns on SmackDown. Yeah. So I agree with Nick. Like, we need a change. And I feel like Jade Cargill is a change. Is Jade Cargill the right change? And I think it was Lady B and you had the comment up who said it's kind of a sink or swim moment for Jade Cargill. Now, when it comes to her promo skills and her mic skills, it to me is miles better over what she has done in AEW. It has been excellent. She's been delivering on those promos, but it's like, can she hold the division? And maybe she can. And maybe this is just a big test for her.
Yeah, I think why I'm hopeful with Jade is, my sentiment for a while now, where people are talking how she was being booked, you got to find out. If she is a blue chip prospect, you got to find out, and we got to know. And if we just never put her in anything, she'll never do anything. So
right.
I know sometimes the fans that demand change are also a little nervous about the change. I think with Bianca in the mix, I'm still waiting, and I know Dale brought it up, waiting for Bianca to turn. I'm waiting for this. So
they're never going to happen, my guy.
Never. He's still saying never.
This is up there with Edge and the Wyatts.
No way. No way.
I think that, do you just kind of feed Jade for a bit of, like Anthony mentioned, of how it's been pretty much one or two people that have really challenged for it? Do you just throw Miriam, Chelsea Green, Zelina Vega, just feed bodies at Jade? Do the TBS reign. She's just walked through this division, that person, everything, and then you build back up to Bianca Belair getting at her if you need to go that way, or whoever you want to go at it.
And we've kind of seen it perfectly done. If you look at, I was trying not to bring up TNA, but if you look at Jordynne Grace and Masha Slamovich, right? If you look at Jordynne Grace reign, she ran through everybody in the knockouts division, and then ran through some people that were not in the knockouts division, and then she finally got to Masha Slamovich, where she was conquered, by Masha. And then Masha did the same exact thing, ran through everybody in the knockouts division, and then she got to JC Jane, and it was like, hold up, we putting the brakes on your reign. So it's like, can we have something similar to that in WWE? And if you put it on somebody, you could put it on Jade, because Jade is the powerhouse, right? Jade has the look, Jade has the style, so you can have her run through the SmackDown division until it's like, maybe Bianca Belair is here, and then we have that Bianca Belair and Jade match that is like, okay, Jade can't conquer Bianca Belair just yet. We're giving Bianca Belair the title. You could have something like that.
And I do feel like they have a bit of a safety net, like, with a healthy Belair. If Jade can't carry it or isn't doing what they were hoping, you can instantly give that belt to Belair real quick, and then she'll be fine.
Right.
So you have that bit of a fail safe. I think Triple H likes to have a bit of, he said it in the show, a little bit of scarcity with the champions and such. So I wonder how much Jade, my fear is, if you do the TBS thing and she wrestles too much, will it then open her up to it?
Well, you don't have long matches. Again, she didn't have long matches doing the TBS. You do it that way. You do under 10-minute matches, probably roughly around that. And You keep her constantly on TV, she just mows through people because she looks the part, she can act the part, she's got the size, the stature to back it up.
Yeah. I feel like when it comes to Jade, like watching her wrestle, like she can hit her moves fairly clean. Sometimes when it gets to kind of the ending, it like she loses her, her footing just a tad bit. I think it was a couple of weeks ago when she was in a match, and I don't remember if it might have been Chelsea Green, where she had Chelsea Green set up for the Jaded, but then she pushed Chelsea Green to the ropes and then grabbed her in the Jaded again and then hit Jaded. And it was like, in my mind, I was like, why didn't you already had her locked for the Jaded. Why didn't you just follow through for the ending of the match? So sometimes it's like that when it comes to the ending of the match. It's like she like kind of loses a little bit of the match flow. But then it also goes back to like WWE Unreal, right? Where Triple H, like it was all set for it to be CM Punk and Gunther, CM Punk winning the Royal Rumble, and then that match happening at WrestleMania. But then they kind of switched it to Jay, and Triple H went to go talk to Jay and was like, I want to strap the rocket on you.
Yeah.
Do you think you can handle it? Maybe this is a similar moment where, hey, Jade, we want to strap the rocket on you. Do you think you can handle it? And this could be that moment for Jade Cargill.
Yeah, I can't agree more. Like it's you got to find what you have. You got to give her a chance. And I know fans kind of get stuck. I think one of your old rants about Nia Jax and people can't let go of the past. I feel like Jade kind of gets like stuck. Like we saw her look like Bambi on ice for a while. And some people are just, she'll always be Bambi on ice forever.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jade, in her 2 years, she's been with WWE 2 years. She's had some really good matches. Like she's had some good tag team matches with Bianca. But one of the singles matches that I thought was really good with her was the one she had with Liv Morgan on a random episode of Monday Night Raw. That one was phenomenal. And I think they gave him time. I think it was about a 10 to 12 minute match, and that was really good. So she has moments where she is really good, but then there's just some moments where they're not so good. But I really think she can handle it. Just in the back of my mind, I'm a little bit nervous.
They've been building this rocket. I feel like this is almost getting to the point where if it don't launch, like, do we need to disassemble it and have it sent away to be reimbursed for other parts and everything? We've been setting up Jade to take over this division, to be the star she was destined to be or she was supposed to be. So if it's not now, then when? And is there a way that Tiffany wins this match? I know we've been heavy on the Jade. Does Tiffany win?
I was just sitting here thinking the entire time. We spent 9 minutes strictly talking about Jade and her future and what she could do and who she could blah, blah, blah. Poor Tiff. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a world where, Bianca could cost Jade and Jade doesn't get the belt. I don't see much else happening other than I can't see a world where Tiffany beats her straight pancake clean.
She is the former women, or I said former already, Jesus. Women's champion and everything. She's just coming off of a win over Trish Stratus. She beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Is it kind of one of those situations of put some respect on my name, all three of y'all? She has still been she has done well with what she has been given, and she has ascended really quickly, really fast and everything. Is she a victim of circumstance versus a victim of talent?
I think it's an ebb and flow of, like, maybe not a victim of anything. Of she's had great success, but she's going to taper off, and then they'll find ways to kind of tweak it, and continue her development. Right, like she's still very young, and she'll have other championships. Like, Charlotte had to start at championship number 1 at one point. So if she's going to be that in the future, that's where it has to start here. Okay, you got one in. It was so. Maybe your next run's better. And, we plan on having you have several of these before you retire.
The one thing I can think of to answer Nick's question of like, if it's not now for Jade, when, if we did somewhat have Bianca come back, Bianca you know, as much as me and KJ want Bianca to turn heel, if we had
Never.
if we had Bianca come back and turn heel, cost Jade Cargill the match, right? Bianca winds up winning the world title from Tiffany Stratton somewhere down the road between now and Royal Rumble. And Jade actually wins the Royal Rumble, which sets up Jade's revenge at WrestleMania to get the title from Bianca. This is just, you know, that was just my thought process.
Fair enough.
If the time wasn't now, the time could be, you know, Royal Rumble.
If
I was
Bianca
trying to give
turns
something
heel,
to that.
is she paired with Naomi, or is she heel independent of it? Just now becomes a three-way cat fight of, you know, it's Destiny's Child imploded.
I think unless oh, go ahead, Anthony.
I was gonna say I feel like it could just be independent because right now Naomi is hitting on all cylinders, and I kind of want it to stay that way. It could work both ways. Personally, I would want it to be separate.
Fair enough. No, I was just curious because you both mentioned that you want her to turn heel and everything like that.
Right.
I was viewed of, well, if she turns heel now, and especially in this situation, it feels like it's naturally going to be connected to Naomi of like, did you know what have you? So I'm like, no, you have two baby faces and one disruptor.
Yeah, but I feel like Naomi's sailed away. I think like that's what they've done here.
Well, is she done? Is she out of the trio? Are we done that triangle of storyline?
Yeah, I think so, because I think her first promo after she won the title, she was like, she was done with all this stuff on SmackDown.
But she tweets out a Destiny's Child reference and everything. This could have been us.
But she won.
We can't control what she tweets. She's been out there wilding, man. She's been wilding, but you're all right.
Doing everything.
She did tweet the Destiny's Child. If we're just going by what we see on TV, like she did kind of say she distanced herself, she was done with that. And then she even said, y'all thought I was going after Tiffany, but I was always going after, you know, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. So I think we're past that.
Yeah. But Jade got that kind of the blow off win, did she not?
She did, because she won both matches. She won the one at WrestleMania. She won the one at Evolution. So yeah, it's kind of the end for those two.
Yeah,
that's why Naomi's passion was so big, because Jade got all the wins.
Right.
Yeah, so Jade looks strong, but Naomi gets to be champ, and I think Naomi's killing it, and she's kind of over on Raw now unless there's a draft or something. So I think in the absence of Naomi, it's then who goes after Jade, and maybe it's Bianca. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Fair enough. I think we lock feed her. I think like I said, I think Jade will win, even though I love me some Tiffany. Sadly, I feel like we're all unanimous here. But I think that it just Jade gets fed this challenger after that challenger. She beats an Alba Fire. She beats a Piper Niven. All of that. Everybody gets a title shot, but she just walks through everybody. She looks like a dominant force. Well, you wanted, you know, things to be different. Excuse me, different. We don't have the same people challenging for the title for a month.
Nah, maybe, but I mean, you don't want to run the risk of putting her in with too many people that don't matter, right? Because then you're going to devalue her. You're going to devalue.
Those were examples, but you get.
I understand, but we'll see. And maybe you're right. We'll find out. The chat was 63% Jade, so Tiffany's not out of the running at all, but definitely the underdog.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it weird she kind of always halfway feels like that?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But the next match on the docket, folks, get your votes in. Let us know who you're taking. But I mean, it's crazy that this is not even a main event, but the Braun's taking on the Bloodline. Roman's back without shoes. My shoes.
I know I normally say you got to get your look back. Does he just have to get his tongue back, his shoes back, his laces back, at least, and everything? Of Roman just came back. This has to be Roman wins. The only way I think Roman and Co. doesn't win is Braun spears and Jay takes the pin. It's either Braun spears him and then takes the pin, or Braun spears him and then a tsunami pin. But I think Roman wins because he just came back, and I think Roman's going to elevate into much other things and everything.
I think unless Triple H swerves us, right? I didn't really watch Raw, but I think Braun and Bronson went over on Monday, so because he stole the shoes, right? So it would definitely be Roman and Jay unless they swerve us and do something big for Braun and Bronson to win.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm torn because I was going the Bronze for a while ago. I'm convinced the Bronze are going to pull it off. They're building them really strong. Braun Breaker looks insane. But they went over so big on Roman on Monday. I have so many doubts in that thought now.
It's the laws of wrestling. He who goes over on the go home show must go under on the pay-per-view.
And they didn't just go slightly over. They went like way
they buried it. Well, they did what they could have done on the Monday after SummerSlam if they lost the match.
True.
They did what they could have done in that situation. So now it's almost a halfway bit of point of no return. Like if they lose, what is their answer back?
Yeah. This one's tough because I think the scrambly of like losing Seth and how everybody fits into this, right? Because there's still rumors out there that this wasn't the initial plan, But so it's kind of, it feels like they're in motion, like they're kind of pivoting and figuring things out, and it makes it that much more, that harder to predict.
Yeah, because I think the original plan, from what the rumors are saying, it was Seth versus Roman at not WrestleMania, SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of a catch-22 here. Like, I feel like Braun and Bronson need this, right? To kind of, they're already established, but to go over the former world champion and the tribal chief, that's huge, right? But it's like Nick says, the law of wrestling.
I know, it made me doubt it so much. I'm going to stick to my pick of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I think this match is going to be a lot of fun, though. A big excitement, big moments. Yeah, I just think I want them to look strong.
You could be 100% right. And I'm halfway feel like fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson out here with my laws of wrestling of he who sets it up must go through it. He who goes over on the go home show must go on the pay-per-view. It's the fundamental laws here. We need to start publishing this shit.
Right.
But I could still see a world to where Bronson and Braun, the Braun and Braun security, go over on this match. I know, Anthony, you said about Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns on this show. I think that's a WrestleMania match. I think this was supposed to be you were supposed to at some point on this card get LA Knight versus Seth Rollins in the rematch. That whole situation got a little clunky, a little wonky. Like LA Knight's been absent since that whole situation.
Lost in the midst.
Right. So I think Roman slides in perfectly here. We could potentially get a Roman Braun feud going into WrestleMania if Seth's really out. Like that could be the pivot feud here of Braun takes over control of this faction.
I still see a world. Oh, go ahead, Anthony.
I was just gonna say, I could agree with you of Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns being a WrestleMania match, but when we saw it at the Royal Rumble a couple of years ago, like it could happen anywhere in a way. But I don't know. I'm honestly kind of confused with this all the way.
Right. It's tough. It really is, the Paul Heyman factor, the Seth factor and how that played out. It really could go a multitude of ways. And none of them might be wrong. I mean, ultimately, I just kind of want this, whatever's happening with Braun and Paul and Bronson, I just kind of want it to continue to roll strong. I completely agree with Nick about the laws of wrestling. That's why this one's hard. Like, is it, so egregious that they just, all right, we're going to throw up a bit of we'll make everyone think that they're going to win. I don't know, but they went over huge. But either way, this is not the end of this. This continues all the way. They're going to try and carry this, I think, till Seth comes back to take on Roman.
Fun fact, that might not be too long. But anyways, do you think that this kind of works? And again, we keep comparing this because it's 2 nights versus 2 nights of WrestleMania. every way that they could pivot with 95% of these matches all sound great and all sound plausible versus with WrestleMania, it's kind of like we know a lot of predisposition and predestined, decisions.
What about the rumor out there that this could be a moment where Paul gets in the ear of Jey Uso and Jey Uso takes Seth's spot?
How? Why? Who thought that? What sort of medication are you on? I don't know if
you can see
up
a
your
world
dose
where
or down your dose, please.
Jay
Put the pipe down.
turns on Roman. Jay couldn't turn on Roman
right before he's about to team allegedly with his brother, also quoted from the dirt sheets and all this. Like, no, hey, we're gonna take our biggest merch seller,
make him a
and
heel,
turn him a heel,
yeah,
just because Seth may or may not be out for a minute, and turn him against. So what are we gonna get? Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42 in Vegas again?
I mean, there's a lot of time before now in Mania. So
Survivor Series, we're gonna get Team Uso versus Team Roman.
Maybe. Again, it was just a rumor floating out there. I don't see a world where your top merchandiser in the middle of being hot turns. I mean, some made the argument of like he won the title, get out while it's get out while the going's good before it gets cold, too cold. So I don't know. I don't see it, but
I think it could go the other way of if Seth gets back involved in this and everything, to where you could have Roman and Seth versus Bronson and Braun versus the Usos. That to me makes way more sense than Jey Uso is the big bad heel. It was me, Roman. It was me all along, Us.
I still see a world where I think that Paul Heyman gives the Money in the Bank to Braun. Like he pulls his wizardry. I talked to the management and I, pulled strings, and Braun Breaker is now the Money in the Bank holder. And we find out that he's the Money in the Bank holder as he's holding the world title above his head.
Ooh.
I think to me, that's a holy fuck. Like, you don't even know that this has happened, and it has to be explained after the fact of how the hell did this just go down. I think there's an opportunity there to blow everyone's mind and really catch people sleeping on this.
I think they will in a different way, and we'll talk about that.
Tell that dude to get his cardio up. Let's go. But all right, so I'm going bronze. Roman
and Jay.
Bloodline.
You guys are very babyface tonight. 80% of the chat's going Bloodline. So there we go. And then last night of night one, we've quickly got through the first night. But Gunther and CM Punk for champion. Can he make it happen?
I'm all for CM Punk. I'm all for CM Punk winning.
Like, we had redeemed Anthony. I love Gunther. The Redeemers now.
I love Gunther, and Gunther has done great things with the world title, but it's like, in my mind, what else do we do with Gunther, right?
Yeah,
I don't see it, and I feel like this is CM Punk's time. I think, from watching the Unreal, documentary, it was CM Punk's moment at WrestleMania, but they went with Jay. I think they pushed it out here to SummerSlam, and CM Punk taking the title, I think, is what's needed.
What I want is simple. I want Punk to win. I really want Punk to win. I want the place to lose its mind, and I want somebody to cash in the Money in the Bank. I don't care if it's Paul Heyman himself. I want the fans to go bananas, and then you have a cash in on his head to just break everyone's hearts. And I think that's the way to do it. And I think if it's Braun Breaker, holy fucking shit. Like, holy shit. And then he'll have an amazing program with Punk and Paul in that whole situation. Plus, Seth and Punk hate each other. When Seth's healthy, they were heading towards they had a collision path coming. The only question at all that is what happens to Roman or Jay. But Roman comes and goes. Come see, come saw.
Come see, come saw. Anyone find it kind of weird that it's become all quiet on the Western Front when it comes to Seth's injury? Well, we know where he's going to go and have an MRI done, and then it was too swollen to have it. So we'll go back and we're going to do some more scanning. And then mum's the word that's been going around.
Mum's the word.
It's just, I'm not saying nothing, and this is very much a wild opinion for me. Like it's more of what I want to happen, I feel, almost, than what I think's really gonna happen. Because of CM Punk wins in its dogfight of literally coming back out of chops and has to go to sleep and just barely gets the 1, 2, 3. Like, just he falls more just on him and happens to put his arm over him, and Punk can barely get to his feet, and we get burn it down. And we get Seth comes out, and again, we've talked about it before on this channel. So I will fully admit and be fully happy when the wool gets pulled over my eyes, whether it's an R-Truth situation, anything like that. So if you work me, that's great. I don't know how I feel about working injuries, because then it gets weird of if it's serious, and then it gets a blurry line, But anyways, if they work that angle and it's just before even CM Punk touches the world title, Seth Rollins cashes in of, I told you with my last dying breath I would make sure you're not a champion. And then that's instantly, you can spin that off of to a Rumble, to a Mania of you have money just in the veins right there.
I mean, again, I like hearing you on the dark side, on the conspiracy side.
Let me put my tinfoil, hat on.
It would. I think I'm just with SummerSlam. I'm looking for that kind of moment, right? Like, those are the kind
of a holy shit, and that is a holy shit that might even dwarf Night 2. Whatever Night 2 could do, that might outdo everything.
Yeah, fair enough. Is there a world? I mean, Gunther's Gunther. I mean, there is an option where I don't even know where he's at, but people are talking about Gunther wins against Punk, moves on, and Ilya is close to returning. But you can do Ilya Gunther without the belt.
Yeah. And I want to click on this from Boston of Nick's going to be pouting when SummerSlam come and go, and no Seth because he's hurt. No, because then I still get CM Punk as champion. At the end of the day, if the cash-in doesn't happen, I'm taking CM Punk to win this.
Really?
Because that's still your best case scenario pivot move. They are going to pivot here. Whether it's to Seth or whether it's to Punk, I don't care either way. Both are great here.
Does Gunther feel a little like Tiffy? Like, just we love you.
No, because you can still always believe, like, if Gunther does win, you can believe how he won.
Okay.
I just think it's the better. Sorry, Anthony.
I mean, I think Gunther has had, a great 2 reigns with the title, right? I mean, this one's kind of short, but I mean, the first reign, I know a lot of people said it was boring. I loved it. I was here for every Gunther moment, right? So, like, even if Gunther wins clean, like, I won't be upset because I love Gunther. Who do you throw at Gunther next? I don't know. But, either one of these winning, I'm okay with. I just really want to see CM Punk as champion. And I didn't think I would say that in 2025, but
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, would you throw the winner of potentially the tag team match of Roman and Jay or Braun and Bronson, if those would be kind of the next people you would throw towards Gunther, if anything, of the next guys that would feel viable to topple that?
Yeah, and again, if maybe say Ilya's a month or 6 weeks away, Gunther takes a loss at SummerSlam, takes a little bit of time off, hangs out with wifey, gets a little freshened up, and then comes back. It might set us in the right direction. I think just because of the buzz, the excitement, the sheer, we talk about it a lot with that WWE, is that name value, that click value. Punk winning the title blows the news out of the water. Like, it will be the most, like, he'll trend for multiple days. I'm calling it right now. Like, it won't stop.
I want to see the crash out of a certain fan base, specifically called, they like to call themselves sickos and everything, or even a Dave Tuna Smeltzer and everything. If CM Punk is WWE World Heavyweight Champion coming out of SummerSlam, the crash out on Twitter is going to be a nice little viewing.
But I want to see Punk get at least one. Like, if this is the one, if this is the moment, and again, you got him healthy, you got him good right now. So you could say, oh, he loses to Gunther, but we'll give him another title shot down the road. But with a guy like Punk at this stage of his career, that down the road might be a little bit fragile, and you got to be a little worried about it. So he's healthy, he's strong. Strike now while it matters. If he's still healthy down the road and you feel like you could do it again, fine. But I think everything you kind of see with the Unreal stuff and what we've seen since his return, I think he deserves that moment. Now, do they rip our hearts out by giving him that moment and then giving it away? Come on, do it. Do it, Trips. Like, sorry, Nick.
No. I was just going to say, they go from the greatest moment of when his whole return and everything to now you just rip our heart out right after. And again, it could still be lower third in the corner and everything.
Yeah.
You think we're going straight off the air. Burn it down.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy. And like I said, on the outside chance, like if we go by the information we have and Seth is genuinely hurt, I do think there's a cool opportunity to just make everyone spin with the idea that it's Braun Breaker. Like he hits that epic, 80-mile-per-hour fucking spear.
Wouldn't that almost be a bigger holy shit moment?
Yeah.
Because it might almost be like right after the fact. Like I know Seth's injured and everything, but you don't expect that you could leave night one of SummerSlam of Braun Breaker is your world heavyweight champion. Then they put the fucking jetpack to that kid.
Yeah. And again, if Punk has that moment and it's Braun Breaker that takes it away, what an instant, like, push the pole vault that kid even further. I think it's a great idea. I mean, again, either way, I think it's fun. Win for the fans. This should be a hell of a match. Gunther, sorry not to ignore Gunther, but I think Gunther's going to work the hell out of Punk on this one.
This is a no-lose scenario, I feel. They're outside of this match, just all of a sudden they just literally lay a turd in the center of the ring or anything. There is no way that this ends bad.
No.
Oh no.
Let's have a spot. Sorry, Anthony.
No, yeah, there's no way this, either outcome is fine with me, honestly.
I would agree. So we're all going Punk, like Punk asterisks.
I will take the asterisk. I will go bold strategy cotton, and I know, what if not? But I'll go straight full bore conspiracy theory tinfoil hat of Seth Rollins leaves night one of SummerSlam as your world heavyweight champion.
I really want Punk to win. But I'm gonna go Gunther.
What?
Oh,
yeah.
What? Anthony with a curveball.
This is just because we was out here singing praises for 20 minutes and everything.
Right. What? So, and just we'll figure out what to do with Gunther after the fact.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going Punk wins. I really want that Braun Breaker moment. I've kind of worked myself into a shoot, brother. But I would like a cash in if we are to go home with somebody as a champion. I don't know that I want to see Gunther continue as champ at this time. I think Michael Cole said it. He's been like champion like 85% of the time he's been in the WWE.
That is the truth.
Maybe we, step him away for a little bit, as much as we love the guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I felt that coming on. I was about to give a response, but I felt a sneeze coming on. Over under, yay or nay, that someone in the main event, we assume it's going to be the main event of night one between Gunther and Punk for the world title, that someone in that main event leaves night one as world champion. Not saying who, like if someone else who it is, that else it is, but was one of those two men leave as world champion?
I think there's a 75% chance that happens. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a high percentage that's what's going to happen. But the theorizing is absolutely fun, isn't it?
Oh, I'll go with 65%. Yes.
Okay. The chat did go 60. I'm shocked. 62% for Punk. Gunther, not getting nearly the love. But we do have night two, folks. For those out there, I will take a second to remind everybody we are here both nights, 6 p.m. both days. We're back tomorrow, 7:30 for SmackDown. And I told you there's a lot going on SummerSlam. There's a lot going on, but it doesn't stop. Night 2, TLC, 6 tag teams. This shall be insane.
And this is what might start the show with also a steel cage and a street fight also on the same night.
Yeah.
So I've tried to narrow it down to 2 teams. I'm going with, one team which is beloved to me because of TNA is Motor City Machine Guns.
Okay.
And the other team is Andrade and Rey Fenix, because who would have thought putting them 2 together was going to work, right?
Yeah.
They've been playing hot potato with the tag team titles, right? Really, since Motor City Machine Guns arrived on the scene. If they play hot potato here, I feel like it's either one of those tag teams, but I can't narrow it down between the 2.
I will say at least the team was on the right side of the graphic in the center of us and everything would be my top 3. I'm with Anthony I'm between the Street Profits and Andrade and Fenix, because again, I almost want to pick them just because, again, who would have thunk it? They have really gotten behind them as a tag team. We thought for the longest time, they'll just, once they get Fenix, they'll just put the Lucha Bros back together and everything.
Yeah.
Now that they've managed to still keep them split and make it work, like this tag division, is this the best men's tag division right now collectively in pro wrestling on national television?
Yes.
So, like, anybody could win this right now. DIY could win this out the goddamn blue, and I wouldn't exactly be mad at it.
No.
Yeah. I mean, and the Wyatts could retain, like they could shock us all and retain.
Whorehouse. So
yeah.
No, I think I'm picking the Wyatts. I feel like they just got them, and I'm just like both of you. The Rey Fenix Andrade. Yeah, they've been so good. I kind of rooting for them. I think the Wyatts are going to win, but I like Rey Fenix and Andrade as like a dark horse.
Uncle Howdy just pop up at the bottom of the ladder, and he's there. You have the lights cut out.
Right. Yeah, no DQ. They got some intangibles. Somebody reaches up for the belt. Nikki Kross pops up from nowhere and jumps on his back. There's, I don't know. I think it's going to be fun. I don't think there's a wrong answer on this page, which is awesome. But I think the Wyatts right now, and I'm a little Wyatt biased, so yeah, I'm going Wyatts.
I mean, and like you said, it's not a bad pick. Fraxium has really been quiet, so that could be like a swerve and Fraxium win the title. If I'm gonna pick, and I'm gonna pick between the 2 teams I chose at the beginning,
okay,
I'm gonna go with Motor City Machine Guns.
MCMG. They had their big moment, but they could use another one.
Yeah.
There is no wrong answer, as both of you have said in this entire match. Like, there is, again, this is one of those of there is no wrong answer in this situation. I think this, much like the TLC match after WrestleMania, this will be the best match of the night. Bar none of, I know it'll still be all the high spots and everything, but I think they will do enough that it's still a great match beyond that. I just think it's interesting. This might start the show. And again, we have a steel cage and we have a street fight. Are there going to be tables left to break by the time we get to the main event?
The Sunday feels stacked, and we just took an hour and 15 minutes to break down night 1. And night 2 feels bigger. So hold on tight, folks. We're going to try and make this one bigger. But my God, I think, like you said, we could open night 2 with this match. And then literally a couple matches later, we're in a steel cage, and then the ending's a street fight. That's where, again, a lot of intangibles, but I think Boston said it best. Whether you love or hate the Wyatts, if they are going to do something with them, I think they need to hold on to the belt now that they have it, whether you like it or not. But at the end of the day, I think if they lose here, we might have to, so long, farewell, this might not work. Like it's just
you're not going to do that right when you just announced them being in a fucking Universal, Horror Nights house and everything like that.
That's the why it's universe. I mean, then maybe they go there and do the shows. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh God! Well, no. Can I just pick like the half? Like, can I pick 6 out of 3 people out of the 3 teams out of this whole situation? Just pick that one side. But to me,
one side.
Yeah, those are the 3 I would think are most likely of Andrade and Phoenix, Fraxium, and the Street Profits. But again, to me, there is no wrong answer. This is almost the match that I'm looking forward to the most because I have no idea who the fuck could win. I have no idea what's going to happen. This is the one match that I feel like I'm truly flying blind into.
Right. Do the Hardys surprise pop again?
Still
one of the best. I saw that clip the other day. Their WrestleMania return was so good.
Yeah.
Still one of the best. But yeah, that'd be cool. They've been everywhere, man. We really thought the Hardys were like down and out and gone, and they had some issues, one more than the other, but it kind of pulled both of them down. AEW didn't go great, and they've TNA. There you go. The safety net that is TNA.
Yep.
We're about to get Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, and the Dudleys all still wrestling in 2025. And what is life?
Yep.
Right. SummerSlam needs a monumental return. Like the final boss. Now, we'll get there. We'll get there because that's going to cause a headache. Next match on the docket, women's IC title, Becky and Bird Lady.
I think the stipulation is if Lyra loses, she can't challenge for the IC title. Is it again or as long as Becky is champ?
As long as Becky's champ.
I think this needs to go to Lyra. I don't know. I feel like Bird Lady needs to take this at SummerSlam.
She's been good.
And honestly, I wasn't hard on Becky, but like Becky taking the title has been doing wonders. It's been great. I've liked it. It's brought out the best in Lyra. And Lyra's been killing it. So I really want Lyra to win here at SummerSlam.
I almost always bet Lyra. Like I've just been doing it for a long time now, and she just keeps winning, even in places where she shouldn't be winning. I'm gonna pick her again here. Last time I picked her, I was wrong. Yeah, I think this was all built up to kind of give her some more time on TV, put her in a more comfortable place, and I think they achieved that. I think that Lyra has been much better.
Yes, and now she's going to have to see if she can sustain that because Becky wins this match, and we finally start getting towards Becky versus Bayley, the actual personal, get into that real uncut emotion that I've been wanting for the longest time. Yes, is me halfway fantasy booking, but
Bayley,
Becky versus Bayley going into this,
okay,
or coming out of this and everything, because I think Becky retains, and Lyra and her fucking high steppers that are her 4-inch heels and all that can go find something else to do. Actually, all right, so now you've gotten a bit of a shine. Now, how do you do with it without being in the title picture? Of can you sustain the momentum that you've been given outside of this atmosphere? So go do that. Becky versus Bayley, round Rumble-ish season, Survivor Series going in the fall with that. Do you get Team Bayley versus Team Becky at War Games, women's War Games? What do you have potentially that could be team captains here? If you could get this, do you get Team Becky versus Team Julia or something like that?
Julia.
Women's US title holder versus women's IC title holder.
Okay, maybe. I hadn't even considered that as a possibility. I have no idea where they'll go with women's War Games at this point.
Right.
But I do think that I kind of think that Becky and Bayley can have an all right little rivalry and feud without the belt.
And I was just about to say that. I remember when this all started, the first thing I said is like Becky and Bayley can have a feud without the title. And it's already been kicked off, but you can do what Becky did to Bayley at WrestleMania, and you actually cost Becky this match. Now at Mania, Becky caused Bayley to be on the WrestleMania card. She's been pouting about not being on WrestleMania and not being on SummerSlam. She barges into this match and costs Becky the title. I do know Becky and Lyra have that, not Becky, but Bayley and Lyra have that tension, but you could have Becky interfere in this match to have Lyra win, and then Lyra finally defends that title, against other people, and you got a blood feud between Becky and Bayley that's not for the title.
I think they're setting Bayley up for something with that promo she did on Monday of like, I don't even know what to do with myself. I missed WrestleMania and now I'm missing SummerSlam. I have a feeling that Bayley's not sitting out the entirety of SummerSlam. I think there's somewhere her presence is felt, and I think they set that up. I mean, could Becky win? And it's just, for me, it kind of stops Lyra in her tracks a little bit. She's built up some nice little steam here. If she can take the belt off Becky and then move on, take on some of the other mid-carders, it helps build her stock.
She can't have a feud with like a staff or anything like that. She can't have kind of, again, that just kind of mid-card feud or anything.
Steph be going after that world title soon. Naomi better watch it out. Anthony gonna be upset. Yeah, I mean, she could.
Well, it's more of, I can see the whole Becky Bayley for without the title, but I think it helps keep the mid-card title up there. And again, I want to see a Becky and Bayley kind of feud when it got that personal and everything, and kind of looked like it was getting that way. Mm-hmm. Have a bit more stakes of have the title involved with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. I mean, I can't say no, because who knows what they're thinking booking wise.
Right.
Yeah, you could be right. Like, Becky pulls off the win and Bayley shows up and beats the shit out of her because she can't take it no more. Yeah, I mean, I think either is possible. I'm still.
Does Bayley help Lyra or help Becky win just to kind of clear the path to get to Becky?
I think more likely the opposite, that she helps Bird Lady because she hates Becky.
But she's also had the feud with Lyra lately.
A little bit, yeah. There's been tension for sure, yeah. Again, not wrong.
Right.
I'm going Bird Lady though. The chat went 75% Bird Lady. Anthony going Bird Lady. Nick going Becky.
Give me Becky Hogan.
I like it. Becky Hogan all the way. The watch party's a blast. Let's go. It's gonna be. But right. All right, next up, IC title on the men's side. This has been fun AJ Styles, not like super like soccer mom AJ Styles. We got fun AJ Styles as of late. It's been good.
We've got good old Uncle Alan, and I love it.
Yeah, I really like this. Even I think it was like one segment where AJ Styles was on his knees praying. That was pretty fun and cool. I don't know. Do we have Dom finally lose the title at SummerSlam, or does you think this is the moment? I've loved the interactions between the two. We got the online rumors that he could be taking the AAA title, Dominic. Yeah. And from what I'm understanding, they want the AAA title to be featured on WWE television. So I don't want to bet it off of that, but I really like Dom as IC champion, and I kind of want to see it continue.
AJ Styles wins this. This has been some of the best shit from AJ Styles. We know he's in the back nine here. He just did everything with TNA. This was supposed to happen. Christ, what was the last pay-per-view that this was initially supposed to happen, and then Dom allegedly got hurt, so it didn't happen?
The last pay-per-view. So they kind of poked
Night of Champions.
Yeah, and they played up the whole doctor's note thing, right?
Right. And I feel very much it would have been AJ then, and it's definitely now more going to be AJ here. I agree with you, Anthony. They'll probably have Dom win the AAA championship and have it be on television. I'm okay if he's one belt Dom instead of two belt Dom, and we actually get a little bit of AJ having this feud and that feud. Maybe if we get a draft, we can get Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles one more time.
Yeah, interesting. I want AJ to have that run. I agree with you. Like, I want to see him have an AJ Styles run. Like, he doesn't have, again, I hate to say this for the poor guy and speak on his behalf, but I think we all agree that he doesn't have many long runs left in him. I'd like to see him be the IC champion, get in there with a Shinsuke, get in there with the who's, and have really good matches. Kind of remind us you're the phenomenal one. And it might not be the phenomenal one we got 10 years ago or 15 years ago or 20 years ago, but you're still that guy in there somewhere to some degree. And it's been a lot of kind of floating for AJ over the last couple years. I want to see him do something of value, and then Dom can go off and do shows in AAA and that, and keep him, so when he does come back to the WWE, especially if he's got like the AAA strap, they're gonna boo the shit out of him every time he comes back. I think he keeps everything fresh. I'm going AJ for sure.
Can we also just acknowledge how much of a star Dom Mysterio has become? Like,
it's crazy.
This is a guy that I know you and I, KJ, personally, were both like sending the kid to NXT. Maybe he just kind of needs to go away for a bit and come back and all that. And now he's up there as, if he's not upper mid card, he's one of their biggest kind of outside the main event scene draws. Whether he gets booed out of the building or he gets cheered to oblivion, he is over like Rover.
I like how he's gotten the rub from a lot of the big names, right? He's gotten the rub from John Cena, basically saying like he's a future world champion. AJ Styles even said around WrestleMania, like Dom is the guy. Randy Orton has spoken highly of Dominic Mysterio. I mean, I even watched the whole interview he had with Stephanie McMahon on her podcast on YouTube. Excellent interview. And even Steph was praising his, his rise and stuff. So Dom has done really great things as since he's really kind of taken that stride with Rhea Ripley and the Judgment Day, and now kind of on his own. It's been really cool for Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, who knew just getting a wedgie from Rhea Ripley would make your whole fucking career for you?
Right.
Like, who knew?
I mean, who's signing up for that? I mean, I'll take
it. Let's go. I mean, I think Dom's got a bright future. It's amazing to see the fact that he was being cheered at Mania, it still blows my mind. It was one of my, kind of holy shit moments of the year in my head of like, is this really happening in front of me right now? Like, these fans are hoping for this guy to get the win. But yeah, I just really want something cool for AJ, and Dom gets to be Dom no matter whether he has a belt or not. He's going to persevere because people love to hate him.
Respectfully, if you look at who Dom's married to, and then he gets to be on screen in quote unquote relationships with Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and Roxanne Perez, this man is winning at life. He is the Will Ferrell and the other guys of fucking pro wrestling here. What the fuck's going on here? So, and to have AJ, who's in that back nine, who he gets another run as an IC champ, and again, it becomes much more potentially towards that work rate championship versus locked in the Judgment Day championship.
Yeah, I think Judgment Day is about to have a bad night. I really do. I think the women lose. I think Dom loses, and we'll see what it means. And I think it's part of the storytelling here. So officially, I'm going AJ.
I'm gonna stick with Dom.
Okay.
Yeah.
AJ wins.
Okay, 68% of the chat going with AJ. So Anthony gets to be the outlier this time.
But again, none of these are super running away. Like most of these haven't been like 80s, 90s. They're 60s, 70s at most.
Oh, for sure. No runaways, even in our discussion. I think that's partly why we're going kind of long here tonight, is that there's no shortage of discussion, which that's what this is all about. For the people out there saying, I'm not really feeling SummerSlam. Why? Like, what are we missing?
It's a weak card. It has no build, but we're out here almost 2 hours and we still haven't got through everything.
Right? Like, come on, let's be real. There's a lot to talk about here, clearly.
Right.
All right. Solo, Jacob, Steel Cage, family history, the belt's on the line. And again, on a night where we could start with a TLC. Let's see how this goes. This should be a hell of a match.
Well, we were just talking about matches that we were talking long about. This might be a quick discussion, I feel. Jacob Fatu wins, and we just move along.
No, I'm going Solo.
I
Oh,
went
the NXT?
I went Jacob to retain at Night of Champions, and I was
Right?
shocked that Solo won. I think I have to go on the Solo train because like they swerved me at Night of
Mhm.
Champions.
Truthfully, it's because the money for me is in the chase. So Jacob winning does not like Jacob chasing that belt and Solo playing keep away and using all his cousins to do so. This might be the introduction of Lance. Like they might add another guy or Tama's back. Like I think playing keep away from Jacob because it is well, Jacob wins, 100 times out of 100, but maybe he doesn't. Like maybe because of one-on-one, yeah, you're not stopping Jacob. All gas, no brakes. He's going right through your chest. But if you got a whole bunch of fucking help, excuse my language. But yeah, if you got a bunch of help, maybe you don't get your way.
See, yeah, well, I think it'd be more of like a Tama shows back up. Like they could realistically do of to where Jacob's trying to climb, and any side he goes to, he's cut off. He goes to this side. Oh, there's Jeff Cobb. Oh, he goes to that side. Oh, there's Hikuleo. Oh, he goes to that side. Oh, there's Tongaloa. Oh, he goes to this side finally. Maybe he found the foresight that no one's there because
Right.
Solo's down. There's Tama Tonga. Now, oh, okay, I can go out the door. Oh, there's Solo Sikoa there. So it is a bit of, there is so much there. I mean, Roger mentioning, does Zilla debut? Does Lance debut? I just,
where's Juicy?
we keep going down this whole rabbit hole of, well, no, I'm not even that of just, do we keep running it back of Solo and Jacob, or does Jacob move off the hamster wheel? Does he even lose and ascend to the world title picture?
Anthony?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we haven't really. I feel like we haven't even really scratched the surface between those two because I kind of felt like Jacob was going to retain that Night of Champions and that was going to be it. Like that was going to be it between the two. But they put and Jacob had only been champion what a month and a half, 2, right? And it's like I feel like they can stretch this out a little bit longer between these two.
I think so. I think that's where I'm kind of at, and that like right now, the John Cena impact is kind of keeping everybody in a holding pattern, especially if you're, mostly SmackDown exclusive, right? If you spend more time on SmackDown, John Cena kind of has that division backed up, right? It's Cody, Cena, Cena's
There's
only
a
working.
log jam.
Yeah, there's definitely a log jam, and Cena's only working with certain people. So even if Jacob was to lose with the idea of going up, well, if Jacob not Fatu is not going to end, they're not putting John Cena in the ring with that animal. Come on now.
Just literally would just end him. He kills him. There's no more John Cena. Don't ask about John Cena because there's no more John Cena to be had.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's interesting on the Unreal thing to where even John Cena's saying, I physically can't do this anymore. Like that's the first time I'd heard John mention that.
And we can clearly see it on TV.
Yes, exactly. You didn't have to tell me that for me to notice it, but at least we're all agreeing.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing his best. He's doing his best, but I'm sure we'll talk about that in a minute. So quickly, we'll bounce off this one. 59% of the chat taking Solo. Holy shit. The fans are following along. I like it. Nick, you're going Jacob?
Yeah, I mean,
I can't do it. I keep practicing. You gotta be.
You just gotta just slur everything.
Yeah, I mean, get in there, Anthony.
Oh, gas, no brakes for it.
I'm taking Solo.
I'm going with you. I gotta go Solo as well. I just think, like I said, the money's in the chase.
Fair enough.
All right. Speaking of chasing, here we go. Triple threat: Naomi, Rhea, Io, Anthony.
This is all Naomi. I'm not going against anybody else. This is all Naomi. I really like how they, just plucked Bianca out of this and put Naomi in from WrestleMania, and made this a new triple threat. But this is Naomi all the way. You don't have her win at Evolution to lose the title like 3 weeks later. Is this all proceed with caution here?
No,
you go.
It's tough. I love EO.
I'm waiting for this. I think we might be all the way around on this.
Yeah, I know where you're going, I think. But EO is so talented, so strong. I love what Naomi's doing. I'd love to see EO get that belt back. But truthfully, I can't, with all the momentum behind Naomi, how do you get off that train now? I think it's too soon. You're just getting out the gates.
There has never been a time in history where I've seen a good 75 to 80% of the WWE universe be behind Naomi.
It's crazy.
Even when she won the SmackDown Women's Championship back in 2017, I think it was. There was not nearly this amount of people behind Naomi, and I feel like it would just be too soon to rip the rug from Naomi, and literally I would crash out and run my head through a wall if Naomi lost.
And I'm a man who wants to see that because this is my brutality.
Oh God.
Rhea?
I think that they could go. This is more of halfway. I just want to see Anthony crash out more than anything. If I still think that Naomi could and probably should win this, but I could make a case, much like I know you were about to, and I was hoping you were about to, KJ, make a case for EO winning this. I think that there's a case to where you could have Rhea win this. I just, more than anything, I really hope. We saw, arguably, in my opinion, the best women's match of debatable all time in WWE between Rhea and EO. Now, if you add Naomi in this, can we just add that and just keep going a little bit above that? I think this is one that I think will just be. They will do enough in this match to make you think that anybody could win it at any moment.
Oh, I think so. I mean, that again, I think this is why we've talked a lot tonight, because there is a lot to kind of unpack. I could make a strong case. Like, I think EO is the best doing it. I think she's strong. I think she's over. I think she gives us entertaining matches. There's 1,000,005 reasons why EO could and should be champion at times. I would love to see it. It would be a nice shock, but then I don't know what you do with Naomi. Naomi's just kind of moved over to Raw. They welcome her to Raw because she's champion, but then she doesn't really have any other connecting storylines if she doesn't have the belt.
Does she go back to Jade and Bianca? Do we go back into the triangle offense there?
Doesn't that feel like back being the key word there? Like,
yes.
Okay. That's my only argument against that. Rhea Ripley, I just don't know what you like. Rhea's so over and she's such a star. I just don't know what you do with, like, where does she go if she's champ? Naomi chase her?
Anthony.
That could be a thought process. Like, if Rhea wins, you have Naomi chaser, because you could do Rhea versus Stephanie Valkyrie at what is it, Clash in Paris, right?
Yeah.
That's the next big show.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then I'm like, what's after Clash in Paris is them being in Rhea's home, country. They'll be in Australia, I think it is.
Yeah.
So do you have Rhea win it back there from, per se, Naomi or Stephanie Valkyrie? Because honestly, I'm scared because I don't know if Naomi can actually get through Stephanie Valkyrie. So I don't know. I don't know.
That's a huge catch. Now, is it like that? You saw me say it. I saw Nick smile because I said, "Oh shit," as you were talking. Because as you started talking about France, I'm like, God damn it. Because the WWE does and has, kind of when they leave to go to France or Saudi, we get a lot of those, we start shuffling belts and stuff around to kind of get the name value on the card. So is Rhea Ripley versus, Stephanie bigger to them to sell to the French market? I don't know. Naomi's on fire. I don't want to see her walk away from this belt yet.
La Primera versus Mommy, or do we proceed with caution?
See, that you got a fair argument there.
And it's crazy because we would need to see, basically how the crowd reacts to Naomi and, in Paris, right? You know, at like the Paris, what do they do, like the countdown show, the kickoff show or whatever? I think it's the kickoff show. They do like a day or two before the show. Like how does Naomi get a reaction there? We know how she gets a reaction from the American side. How does she get a reaction from, you know, being across the water?
Yeah, that's a very intriguing part of this. And I mean, the idea that they are going to Australia, I mean, maybe the idea is, you know, Naomi finds a way to, you know, Rhea, poor Io's going to take the pin, isn't she? Son of a bitch.
Yep.
But, you know, Rhea looks like she's about to win. Naomi steals it because that's what Naomi does. And now the chase is on. And maybe it is in Australia where Rhea gets her hands on her and they go. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
I still think, regardless of who's right and who's wrong with this is going to be one of those matches that we talk about coming out of this weekend, because they'll sell it and they'll do it perfectly, to where you feel like anybody could win at any point. I know we all kind of halfway, kind of sentimentally or realistically want to go behind Naomi. Io winning it isn't the end of the world. Rhea winning it isn't the end of the world. This is, again, one of those of there's not exactly a terrible outcome here.
And yeah, honestly, yeah, it's not like an end of the world for anything, because
or an unbelievable outcome, I guess I should
say. Naomi could win it back, right? And you know, we also have the draft. You know, if they stick to it, I mean, we have the draft coming up. You can have Naomi win it back, and we set up something with Bianca and Naomi, you know, down the line. I don't know, but I feel like this match is going to be reminiscent of the WrestleMania match with, you know, the three of them with Bianca, and because at any point it was like Bianca could win, Io could win, Rhea Ripley could win. We were on stream for that. We were all, you know, kind of hyped, you know, throughout this match. I think it'll be kind of a repeat of this one here. I'm sticking with Naomi, but the crash out will be real if she doesn't.
I want to see
it. Nick's got me nervous on this one. Son of a bitch. I'll go. It's oddly enough, nobody here is picking Io, but
I thought you would have. I was setting you up. I was like, there's three people here and there's three competitors, and I know Anthony really likes
if we did it that way, yeah, I'd 100% take Io to make it a balance. I'm good with that. Fuck it, I'll take Io. All right, talk me into it.
There you go. I'm not a advocate. I'm just an influencer. So I don't know what the fuck I was trying to say, but no, I'm taking Rhea to win this. Of just, again, keep everything even. It's, again, I guess I should have said of no outcome to this, to me, feels unrealistic. Of if Naomi wins, believable, 100%, makes sense. If Rhea wins, can make sense. If Io wins, can make sense.
Yeah.
That's what really I love with a lot of this card, top to bottom, both nights even.
Yeah.
You can make a valid case, and hence we're 2 hours into this, can make a case of any possible outcome.
100%. And I agree with you. And people need to start realizing that, like, there's so much talent. Good wrestlers are going to lose matches. And for all the people that have, like, criticized and so over focused on, like, the kayfabe side of Unreal, one of the really cool elements of Unreal is listen to the wrestlers. Like, if you guys want to understand, like, truly what you're trying to accomplish as wrestlers, go listen to Chelsea Green. She broke it down in such a way of, like, I don't care what you ask. I'll take all the L's, pay me, but it was my job to make it entertaining. And that's what this is going to be. This is going to be highly entertaining. Two good wrestlers are going to lose this match, but, you know, the job is entertain us and make it make sense. And I think this will be, like you said, Nick, fine no matter who wins it.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to hear crazy? 94% of the chat went Naomi, 6 went Io, 0 for Rhea.
Hello.
Right? You are the 1%, the less than 1%.
I am better than you. I am the 1%, folks.
Oh, right. That's amazing. I can't believe that nobody, like, Rhea didn't get any votes. I get it, a small sample size, but I'm a little like, if this was a while ago, Rhea's getting some votes almost always.
But is it one of those of she's accomplished so much of like she's the established star? It's almost a bit like at points when like Roman was in a match of like, well, they're clearly the fucking favorite, so I'm almost wasting my voting there.
It's kind of like Olympic basketball when the dream team was showing up and just dunking on everybody. Like it almost took the fun out of the like. That's what Rhea feels like. Like she could just walk in and LeBron everybody.
Well, I thought you were about to say she was the Isaiah Thomas getting voted off the fucking team and everything.
Wrapped her love there. I like that. But yeah, no, I mean, like it's just almost like it feels like it's not her fault that she's so good. She's so over. But it's like, fuck, what else do you do with her?
I'm sorry, I'm good at what I do.
Yeah, like I feel like
it's very awkward to say.
It's such a fucking catch-22, right? Like, she's amazing at her job, but like we're almost all right. We get it. You beat the shit out of everyone.
He's in the Charlotte Flair territory almost. Of you are so good at what you do that I'm mad at you for being as good at what you do.
Well, and it's like we can't book you. It's hard to book her any other way. Like unless you give her a side gimmick of, and they did that with the Dom and the Nuggies and gave her side stories.
That's what got her to here.
Yeah, but now it's just like you got to find things for, because if she just keeps showing up and walloping everybody and leaving with belts, it just kind of takes the fun out of it.
The fact you still wallop just because she's Australian, is that, I feel like that specifically came out of your vernacular.
But I feel like EO beating her like earlier this year and her actually taking an L here and there, it helps her. And people forget that, you know, she actually does take an L here or there. So it should be a great match. But the main event, the redemption match, I'm calling this, as that we have some making up to do, as Peacemaker versus Homelander will main event SummerSlam Night 2. Should be interesting. No, street fight.
Do we get the final boss?
Yes. Oh, honey, you're going right to the point. Yes.
Well, we gotta go. You said you got some ground to make up. I'm gonna make up all this ground out
here. For me, when it comes to this match, I have no interest in it.
Check it out
at all. I think I'm gonna just throw this to Nick and KJ for this.
Well, no, this is what you were before we went live and everything. You thought Night 2 was gonna be Electric Boogaloo was gonna be the greatest night. If this is like WrestleMania Night 2 and everything, and this is Boo Boo the Foo, this lays the poo in the middle of the bedroom of. Does this kind of ruin Night 2 and everything? Like, does this leave everything on a foul note of where do we go with her? Do we get a huge moment of Dwayne the Johnson shows up or anything? Do we just get a straight clean match between, well, as clean as you can have a street fight between John and Cody? Do we get a title change like this? This is going to be your first ever close home moment of a Night 2 of SummerSlam. This needs to fucking hit it out of the park. This can't be base on balls. This can't be a fouling off.
Yeah, it can't be a Cardi B low blow that sets up a John Cena win. It can't be. It's got to be good. It's got to be solid. It's a street fight. I don't think you make it a street fight unless there's something interesting going to happen outside of just them fighting. But I mean, shock me. I would almost be more shocking to have nobody interfere and just have a straight up match, and John just happens to get the win. I'm still torn about the actual outcome, but the street fight says it all. There's going to be stuff. It just has to be good. Get us home. No matter who wins, no matter who loses, it's got to be good. That's it. That's your job. Make it good.
Well, again, yay or nay, does Dwayne show up?
Yes.
I'm going to lean towards no. But I'm only leaning towards no because, like I said, I have no interest in this match.
So then to you, Anthony, does this end just straight clean finish or as clean as you can in a street fight? Like, if you have no interest, still, at least who do you have winning?
Cena.
Wow. So retention straight through.
Yeah.
I'm with him. I'm with the. I've been saying for weeks, Nick, and you've heard me say it over and over. I just can't. The point of that countdown, and I'm leaving with this belt. It can't end here. It's too soon. They like the story's ending in the third act. What are we doing? Like
The numbers become irrelevant after that. The countdown goes away. It doesn't mean anything.
That's I give other bookers shit for writing like that. If the story just tanks off a cliff, I'm gonna be a little bummed out. And then John just shows up next week like, chipper and happy and ready. Like I take back everything I've said for 6-7 months. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, thinking about that, the countdown wouldn't make sense after this because the whole thing of his, retirement tours, like you said, I'm taking this belt and, that's it, right? So, yeah, to me, that's why Cena wins here. I feel like Cena doesn't win it, doesn't lose it until his very, very last match, if not the match before, but I feel like it's like his last match.
See, I'm right there with you, Anthony. Like I want to just fantasy book halfway of this one of add something good of WrestleMania night 2 was so bad we need to end this so good. We do get a Dwayne payoff. Now, could you do Dwayne comes
Dwayne
out?
Screws. Oh, go ahead.
What? No, go ahead. Finish
what ahead of you. I was gonna say
there's multiple avenues you could go. He screws Cena. He signs with Cody. There's the way he could do it to where he's gonna still screw over Cody, and even then it still just works. Cena and Cody are together, or Cena and Dwayne are together, and they screwed over Cody. We still could get Cody versus Dwayne once Cena's gone. There's the way that I've seen people pitch the idea of you leave with both a double babyface situation here to where Cena pivots and stands up to Dwayne. If I won't take your routes anymore, if I've been conflicted and I still want to, they both fight back versus Dwayne. Cody still wins because if John's staying heel, he needs to win. There's not a babyface situation to where John turns babyface and wins here. But
fair enough.
There's a situation to where that whole situation they fights against Dwayne. I've heard people mention the idea of Roman shows up and confronts Dwayne when he tries to come out there. That's a way to start setting up Dwayne versus Roman going into 42. This has been the most fantasy book match, I feel. This is just all over the place, but it needs to be a big thing. It can't just be John beats Cody again, roll credits, because then that tanks Cody, that tanks John's heel turn. I think at this point, I agree with you, Anthony. I believe ultimately John holds this till the last day, the day before, or even maybe the second to last day and everything, or even the day after. But if you're going to have a title change, you need to have it be a huge moment.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's got to be something. Does it veer off and we get like The Rock and Cody at Survivor Series, and then somebody else steps up to John? I'm really torn. I'm picking John Cena sheerly on the idea that I think it's bad writing if this story just ends now before you've ran it to the depth. Like if the ticking time bomb's going off in a movie, they don't clip the wire at a minute and a half. It gets down to the nitty gritty before
you hit the snooze alarm on your alarm clock. Is what you're kind of doing here if John Cena loses here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like it's a little too early. Now, again, are there ways they can pull it off? Yeah, they're going to have to show me and convince me otherwise. But ultimately, I do believe that Cena retains. If Cody is going to be the guy that saves the company, it's going to take one more attempt, which kind of makes people cringe a little when I say that. I
don't want to see a fourth round.
I don't know how I feel about that, but ultimately, I think that Cena wins, and Cody. I think The Rock gets involved in it. Cody challenges the final boss. I think that's what happens. Maybe
Cena wins, and Cody's not the one who takes the belt off him at the end, or even does John leave with the belt.
John actually leaving with the belt would blow my mind.
That's the thing is, to me, once they've added the countdown clock and everything, I know we keep talking about it, but once you add how many dates are left and everything, you're really putting an emphasis on that. And I know AEW just added a show in December, so can't wait to see John Cena's last match in December 27th, probably around Chicago, I think. But yeah, it's one of those, once John loses the belt, I think that's kind of game over, man. What else do you do? Everything else just feels like he's just wrapping it up. If he's the guy, he's the uncle at the party that just won't go home.
You know, it's like, you know, going back to what KJ said about the countdown clock, right? I don't know if anybody has ever seen the show 24, but you know, it was a countdown.
Everyone has seen 24,
right? You know, 24 episodes, 24 hours, right? And if we would have cut it off like the big climax, you know, halfway at the 12-hour mark, right? It would be like, what do we do for the next 12 hours, right? So we need that all the way to the end.
You just see him go and get coffee and
like you want to grab lunch.
The Bob would have been on March, so we're just, hey, you want to go watch a movie?
Yeah, like we got done early, bro. What do you want to do? Yeah, that's my only hesitation with this is I feel like we're locked into a story, and the story, you know, like we're in the thick of it now, and the story concludes somewhere near December. Maybe it's not that, you know, December moment unless he does leave with the belt, which would be mind-numbing, and I couldn't believe it. But ultimately, I think that's the ride we're on right now, and I think that's partly the log jam. And Triple H just talked about the challenges of trying to book a year of John Cena, and he's not physically John of old, so we're getting 12 months of the goodbye to a bit of a.
We're getting a greatest hits tour. Well, it's just they all of a sudden they went from playing pop music to thrash metal. But so if it's not Cody that takes it off John, who is it?
Jericho.
What the fuck did you just say out your mouth?
Jericho's secretly a free agent right now.
Shoot this in my mind. I become man.
Watch my head explode. Chat's going 57% Cena, so it's tight. Like most of the polls tonight, very tight. But yeah, what was your question? Sorry, I got distracted by Cena.
If it's not, so my whole thing is, if Cody doesn't win here, I think that's 3 strikes, you're out. I don't really think I can get behind it. Feels more convoluted if he's going to be 4th attempt Cody to try and take the belt off John before he leaves. So if it's not Cody, who takes the belt off John before he leaves?
Well, let's talk about Seth, baby. Let's talk about.
You think he cashes in there?
Somebody asked it in the chat. I don't know if it's really a thing. It would be like we talk about
the wires get crossed because Seth has the issue with Punk, not with John.
I would agree with that. And I mean, we saw Naomi shock the world, but there was really no connective. Like the other people didn't have any other connecting stories or kind of hang-ups. Like they were kind of immersed in themselves. With Seth, there's so much going over, and realistically, I just wanted to sing that song.
There you go.
But ultimately, that's I don't see Seth cashing in here. If we do get a cash in, it's got to be with Punk, right?
Right.
But that is actually all the matches. Finally,
well, hold on, because I have a last halfway thing that Boston actually reminded me of and everything. And you, Anthony, you can blame Boston for this. There's the whole thing going around that Cody's cast for Street Fighter.
Yes,
John that's doing Peacemaker season 2, if that's not already completely shot. So this might get a little bit interesting. And especially the biggest rumors, by the way, that we didn't talk about is that we're getting the double turn. Cody's turning heel here. He's signing with Dwayne. All of this. He sold his soul to the devil and he paid a fiddle of gold. But Cody might miss some time here. So does Cody not winning this here make a bit more sense of he might miss some time?
Does anyone know? Like, I have no idea when they're even filming this. I don't know when.
I asked the questions.
I'm asking questions to try and figure this all out. But no, I mean, I don't know if that has a factor or plays a role in this, especially if it's I don't know. But you know, I mean, Cody taking time off is, you know, we saw him take time off after WrestleMania. Yeah, I'm curious. We see kind of how Triple H feels about, you know, Cody being a babyface, and basically you're the purest white meat babyface we have in this way, and you just be you and keep pushing that. Cody said, "Yeah, we'll do it till we can't," but I don't know that we're in that place where he, you know, it's kind of like Jey Uso. Like, why would we turn him right now? He seems so popular.
Oh, the Jey Uso thing is astronomical, but yes, yeah.
Right? I don't know. Is now the time, and can you pull it off? Does it make sense that, okay, you completely undo everything you did for the last 6 months?
Right.
Right.
Again, I like that throughout most of SummerSlam, I can really strongly think I know the outcome, but I don't know the outcome for sure. And even if I'm wrong, I'm almost okay with being wrong.
Yeah, I think we're in a good place. I know somebody in the comments, you know, oh, you guys must have a hard time, you know, again, our usual kind of underbelly silliness. But you know, this idea that this is not exciting, this has not been set up well. It's been great. It's been fine. It's been strong. Raw has been one of the best weekly shows, if not the best weekly show in the last 3 months consistently. I'm excited for this pay-per-view. I'm excited for what they've got going here, and I hope they deliver. I really do. Don't fuck it up in your main event on Sunday. Please don't.
I think the biggest indictment that goes across the board for all three of us, and I don't want to put any words in anybody's mouth, but I think we've all kind of said it, of we're more excited for this than we were for WrestleMania. And that's a big statement.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, totally agree.
Well, gentlemen, on that very agreeable note, it is time to say goodnight. This ran hot, heavy, and went in a blink of an eye. So, like most things, we're ready to get out. But get your merch. Don't miss out on all that stuff. The link is below. Hoodies, T-shirts, tank tops, all the fun stuff. We got more coming your way. But go check that out. And don't forget, we are back 7:30 tomorrow night for SmackDown, the eve of SummerSlam. It's going to be a good one. Make sure you're there for that. Priest Black, it's going to be entertaining, and that's it. Go hit like, share, subscribe, follow all our socials, and beyond that, we're going to bed, and we are going to see it.
Right. Well, I love you too, fan. Love the show, gentlemen. Thank you so much. And then Anthony, Wrestling for Life overrun 18 minutes. I got 2 minutes then to work with. We're going over.
Right.
But no, 100% of in the comments after this stream and everything. What is your SummerSlam theme of? Especially we've got Cardi B, we've got Jelly Roll. We do this everywhere we go. What is your WrestleMania, your SummerSlam theme, especially for this year? But our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is authentic. What are you talking about? The rest of you put that for life with it.
Come back tomorrow, folks. See you on the flip side. Good night.